with the second part of the session. So, I apologize that we stopped at a really abrupt time. So, the last thing we did was, I believe, Ron was throwing a table. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, no momentum for that, unfortunately. Um, yeah, that's right. Normally I'd say no, but you roll a 6, man. Yeah, you do the flip. You swear you hear somebody clap after it happens. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. What's the number? Okay. He's going to dodge that one. What's the numbers? I rolled a 10 and a 13. Okay. He rolled 4. 2 threes. Mm-hmm. He's got himself at 5 in brawling. It is now his turn. He's going to go for a gut punch. Go ahead and contest it. Okay. He rolled, I think, yeah, just 2 successes. So, you get that one in. Are you using brass knuckles? Okay. That is 1 stress point against Braun. So, it doesn't seem to have done much. He's angry. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so he misses. Now it's your turn again. You can hear people are cheering for you a little bit more now. Numbers? I rolled a 1 and a 12, unfortunately. What are the numbers? You rolled 1 critical success, which unfortunately does mean that you miss. Critical success trumps regular successes. I am so sorry. All right, go for the headbutt. What's the number? Okay, that hits. He rolled an 18 and a 9. So that's 1 stress point down. It kind of hurts you because no one wins in a headbutt, but you take no stress. He definitely does. And he just, scowls at you and just charges again. This is his turn, right? Okay. He's going to try and grab you. It's 2 successes. Okay. What are the numbers? Okay. So you do manage to hit him. Complication I keep forgetting that. Sorry, I want you to hit this guy. Hmm. Complication on resisting a melee attack. That's um. I'm gonna say that as he charges for you, it is really hard to get out of the way, and so in order to do that, you actually lunge out of the way. So you are prone, which will take one of your actions to get up. That's it. I know you rolled two, but I'll be gracious. So it is your turn again. You get two attacks. Acrobatics check. You start to do that, and you kind of flop around a little bit, but you're still quick to react and just get up normally, unfortunately. It's a bit too much flair. Um, that being said, you swear you hear someone in the crowd just say, Bravo! And you don't actually see anyone saying that. All right, two attacks. All right. All right, I'll allow that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Two. That hits. That's two stress points. Are you going for the face? All right. So you're kickboxing now, I guess. Um, and you're. This might just be your best strategy. As soon as you kick him, you see a tooth fly out as his head is jerked to the side. That one really hurt. He growls again and is still standing, unfortunately. But that really hurt. Okay. Contest. What are the numbers? Fortunately, he rolled a 1 and an 8. That's going to miss. You go for it again, but he sees it coming a little bit more this time. Uh, and he charges you, trying to slam you into a wall. Go ahead and make that contest. He rolled one success. What's that? Okay. Um, technically, you're supposed to get momentum from that. So, one momentum. Mm-hmm. All right. Go for it. All right. Did you use a momentum dice on that? No? All right. Get two momentum then. He charges full force into the wall, and as he starts to try and stop himself, you're there already pushing him into it. Um, as soon as his head hits the wall, everyone just goes, ooh, and seems like he's done for. And he turns around once more. How many attacks do you have left? What's that? All right. He is barely staggering. One more blow ought to do it. The people are chanting, Guy, 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 because apparently someone asked, who is that guy? And someone said, I don't know who that guy is. And everyone thought that, oh, that must be his name. All right. Okay. Get two momentum. How do you want to do this? Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense. So you do that, and he collapses against the wall and slowly sinks to the floor as the audience cheers. Make a perception check. All right, he is making his escape right now. He totally thought that this wasn't going to go this way, so he is running out of the back entrance right now. All right. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and make a move quickly check. 4. Hmm. Yep, he just rolled 1. So you very quickly catch up to him. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. This is he did manage to get outside of the bar, so outside wall. Mm-hmm. Fight check. You caught up, but you're still going to need to do a fight check for that. Did you use momentum? All right, get one momentum. All right, so you do this, and he's just, I swear, man, what do you want from me? Um, uh, well, I think they had their like own little hideout somewhere. I don't really know. I'm not in part of a gang. I think they kind of a meet at this like it's like this coffee bar thing. I I don't know. It's somewhere here. It's in some basement. Uh, um, I don't know. I mean, some guys. Oh, you're that guy. You're the guy that's been knocking them all out. Oh, I don't know. There used to be a lot of them in the bar. Now they're gone. What's that? Fine, man. Whatever. Take it. Just take all of it. Just don't beat me up. All right. Fine. And he gives you just that. Counted. And he's just gonna run away. All right. All right. So as you're heading that way, you're leaving the fight scene. You would actually hear someone say, "Hey, guy, wait, come back here." And you see a kind of short and stubby guy come around with a wad full of cash. Um, here's some of your winnings. We made a bunch of bets. Here's 164 notes. No, thank you. You made me very rich. It's been a good night. Well, if you want to make more money, I have some places in mind. We got a fight club, a boxing ring. Although it's less boxing anymore and more of anything goes. Club rules, that sort of thing. Yeah, sure. I don't know this off the top of my head, but he would pass you the location to an underground fighting ring. All right. So you head back to Fort Keir, where you would find the black market. And the guy is just going to say, well, welcome back. What took you so long? I mean, I know you delivered it like an hour ago. He's going to slide the rune to you. Pleasure doing business with you. Oh, is that from the Sunliner Patrol? Well, I just want to make sure that no one's moving in on my territory. Is that right? Fair enough. Well, if you need anything else, remember where you got those runes from. All right. Okay. So, all of you back at the airship, and this would indeed be all of you, um, all player characters, including Sab, um, including Cyclone, Ren, and LG, would be at the airship. So, probably before Jacob arrived, um, that trio of the protectors would arrive first. And you would see LG looks to be in good condition. He's still wearing your eye patch, Heisel, and he seems chipper as usual. Well, 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 if it isn't the Mabe's shoe back in Sunline. It's been pending for a while now, hasn't it? Hmm. Well, it's good to base ships off of things that you've done. Let's see. I don't know. You could call it the negotiator after that whole thing that went down with us. Yeah, sour memory. Let's see. Two spikes for uh, one Heisel and one damaged LD. Maybe not the best deal. Oh well. Let's see. I mean, you stole it from some guy, well, rightfully. I don't know. Something about that. I'm not the most creative when it comes to names and stuff. Ooh, you could call it the party crasher after that thing. Although you didn't really crash the party. Fair enough. I see why the name is pending. Eh, oh well. For the sake of me, I think I know what you're talking about, but what was exactly your request? Hmm. Yeah. Let's let's go inside. So I don't know. Where do you guys want to meet? Mm-hmm. Map room. Good choice. Yep. So in that room, with everyone in it, with probably, actually, you know what? Ren would say, would you all mind if the protectors just had this conversation with Heisel alone? That is to Mikhail, Anton, um, and possibly Ellison if she was there. But Anton is the operating part of this. What's that? Because it's Heisel's question, and because the information, I know you're tired of this. It's pretty classified. But I'm sure you can paint me again and try and get me out of it, or get it out of me later, won't you? I'm flattered. Burn it. Wow. I don't think I've made someone hate me that much in a long time. She's just, Ren's gonna look at you kind of like, why is this guy on your boat? Hmm. Pyromania is quite the eccentricity. Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry. That was kind of, she actually kind of implied that when she said the protectors, which is surprising. Yeah, understandable. Yep. And don't worry, Jacob, we will get to you in a bit. This is probably all happening while you're fighting in the purloined pillory. Are you leaving, Anton? Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's fair. Definitely. All right. So once everyone had left, so Heisel, we have definitely some information for you. I contacted those with knowledge of this sort of thing, and I talked to our foremost researcher on this particular subject, and he said he's in and would like to help you personally with this. Say it again. Ozzy is going to stand up, say, He did. I did. Could you say that again? I'm sorry, you're really cutting out. What's a chili? That's not LG, that's me. At the oh chalet. It's the accent. It sounds like chalet. Yeah, I like that. Fair. Um, all right. Yeah. So I have a confession to make, Heisel. I don't really know the full extent of how the spikes work. I know a lot. I probably know more than anyone else. And I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. But I will do all I can. I will tell you right now, though. I didn't hear that. I I can. I know you would appreciate honesty. To be honest, I don't know. I don't have anything written down that says it's possible. But when these things were made, pretty much all we figured out about them was whether they could make outsiders. The rest is kind of lost. That was all garbled. Sorry. Well, Roan wasn't lying when she was saying it was us. It was, fortunately, no. As soon as the spikes were made and activated, there was a raid on that particular location, particularly in our facilities in White Cliff. The spikes were dispersed. It was all void broke loose. One of our own turned on us, stole a couple. There were Morlean spies. There were some of the organizers surrounding the city. The whole city had been under siege. This is a last ditch effort. And when the firefight broke out, the man who knew everything about the spikes was killed. And he was a dear friend of mine. Yeah, me too. But I'm trying my best to do better. Heisel, I beg you, do not tell anyone about this. I have all of his notes, but he wrote them in. Give me a second. This is written down. He wrote them in the void language. It's called the Alka Deva. It means the ancient mechanism, the language itself of every void artifact that exists. Speak up. No. Well, it's like any language. It takes a while to decrypt, but it doesn't have an alphabet. It's all unique symbology. Every single word is a different symbol. It is incredibly hard to crack. And frankly, I was a second-rate student in that field, and the person who was supposed to be the backup for the person that knew everything also died. So it's all left to me. Ren would put a hand on LG and just say, don't sell yourself short. Speak up. I'm sorry, could you say that one more time? No, I've cracked some stuff. Like the whole pulse thing that you guys tried to pull off when you tried to do that whole seance thing. I've got that taken care of. Some things that I have cracked about the spikes that I can say. I've cracked a lot. Um, I don't know. But one thing I can say that would be very important for you to know is that every spike is unique and corresponds with a particular outsider. The one that Kenji had, that he stole from the organizers, was for the lurker. The one you found on board this airship was for the marksman. I do not know where the one for Leo is, but chances are it's with the Ebony Pervasion. Probably one of the ones we already had. Those two I listed were the ones we gave. We have others, as you know, but they're not for Leo. Make a quick persuasion check. Understood. 2. Um, the Carpenter and the Daredevil. Now, one thing that I have not been able to decipher yet, but is a very, very, very solid hunch. All of these spikes were based off of one particular artifact that was ceded to us. A very particular knife. I think you may have heard of it. The weapon that created the original Outsider. We copied a lot of that, what was written on that artifact. In fact, I think my old professor actually cracked the language, the Alcandeva thing, based off of that knife. But Because of that, it means that they probably share some properties. My hunch is, and this is not a suggestion, just an answer to your question of what do you know, but chances are you can kill an outsider with its particular spike. Just like the knife. I can also tell you, and I apologize for keeping this secret, but after keeping secrets for so long, it's very easy to do it, and it kind of seems unnatural to do it now. But what's that? Well, just know that I'm only doing this because of my utmost trust in you. Contrary to what the rest of the world believes, the old outsider is alive. What's that? Well, surprisingly, the woman that seeded us that knife didn't kill the outsider with it. She figured out a way to free him. Uh, I don't know if you've read this before. Information is pretty scant, but the original outsider was unwilling. He was a boy, sacrificed by some pre-imperial civilization to bring a face to the void. But our operative said his real name, and that's what freed him. So, that is also an option. The problem is we need to figure out where he was when he became the outsider. You do. Well, now we need to find a way to cross into the void, which unfortunately I know nothing about. But I would not be surprised if the spikes could somehow prove to be a gateway of some sort. I don't have the information on that right now. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And I, we do, which is why we need to pick up this fight with the Pervasion even more, if they have it. Uh, we are not certain about the location of every spike, but as I mentioned, there were several forces that were present at the time that they were stolen. As I mentioned, the organizers were involved. Morley was involved, and then the Pervasion. What's that? Right. That is something I need to figure out. I don't quite know. All I know is that if someone does interact with it, the owners of the rest are, for lack of a better word, pinged and are aware of its location for a brief time. We have received pings from. It's been a long time ago, so this is no guarantee of the present location. Oh, give me just a second. Hello.
Hey, this is a shotgun lever, right?
What? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I found it on. Is he bringing it to work on Monday and see if
You found that on the mountain?
Yeah. Liv just saw it like sitting there listening.
That's cool. Nice find.
I thought it was vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Right. That's the lever.
Okay, well, thanks for
Yeah, there you go. Nice find.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. That. Oh well. Yeah. One of my housemates was hiking today, and she found a gun part, just a lever from a gun on the mountain. So she's going to take it into some firearms museum that we are aware of. See if we can get some information on it. Yeah, I know. Not me. Yeah, I know. Why would there be one of those here? Okay. Um. So what was the last thing I said? Oh yes, that's right. We have received. There's a ping from Dunwall. My money's on that's the one that Kenji got. We had a ping very early on from. Darn it! What's the name of that place? What's the capital of Morley? I should know this. Say that again. Again. Oh no, it's not Alba. It's Winddown. That's it. Yes. We got one from Winddown. Yeah, I don't imagine it could be anything else. I got one from Winddown, and then one from Bryampton, actually, which is pretty close. That's why Ren was there, but couldn't seem to find it. Say it again. I was just going to look at Ren. I was going to say, I don't think I'm going to try that again. I know it was a fake, but we tried that trap and we were caught in one. Listen, we're outnumbered when it comes to this thing. We Ideally, our agents operate by stealth. Traps kind of require a larger presence to pull off, and we don't really have that. I will say for leads, the whole thing about that trap was to find the thief for the ebony pervasion. At that raid that LG was talking about, surprisingly, the pervasion only had one man there. So that's who we were looking for. So if you ever hear about any sort of thief or someone with a wide collection of void artifacts, might be some connection to this guy. Speak up. Sorry. We don't know. Mask. Smart guy. But as LG said, probably the next most logical part is to keep the fight up with the pervasion. One of the other ping locations that we received was from what we believe is the location of Dr. Atlee. What's that? There's no way of telling. Not without it present. But, and I'm not making this up, his location is. Are you familiar with the Soul Spring Mountain and Resort? You are. Yeah, so roll a quick study check to determine how much you know. Void lore. 4. Okay. It's quite good. I won't say momentum for this because the more successes you get, the more that you know. All right. So the reason you know this name is because it has gone around in cult circles quite a bit. So the location is indeed a ski resort in the mountains, but it has been marketed specifically to those interested in the void. Apparently, there are hot springs there as well that are connected to voidite deposits. So the fumes give you a high, pretty much. But the whole area was pretty prolifically marketed, especially in Morley. Um, you're actually familiar with one woman that was kind of the head of this location, the face of it. Um, give me a second. Um, I apologize. I have notes. Just got to get to them. Yes. Okay. So her name was Sabalaster Spire. Um, and she was, you actually probably met her at some of your times as the Lady Augur, visiting parties and that sort of thing. She was very frequently at them, and we'll confirm this later, but there was probably a high chance that she may have even consulted with you. She was a politician when you knew her, actually a member of Parliament in Morley, and the thing she was known for was pushing for legalization of void right. Mm-hmm. But again, this whole area has been advertised to people that want a new start on life, for people that want to rejuvenate their souls with the spring of the void, that sort of thing. Um, yeah, but it's in Pandysia. What's that? The simplest what? Fair enough. That actually does make sense. Yeah, excellent. That makes things a lot easier. So, the reason that we're very wary about that particular location is the fact that we sent 3 agents about 2 months ago now and have still received no response from them. So, don't underestimate it. But those people stuck out like a sore thumb. So, uh, yeah, probably. Right. Well, actually, you should probably call them in right now so that you all can talk about this. We're done with the classified material. Hmm. Yeah, of course. Yep, you were there. Probably chilling out with Anton, who was probably stewing and grumbling about Ren. Oh, fair. You can see it starts with Cyclone. Cyclone starts giggling. LG goes next, starts laughing, and then Ren, stoic Ren, does this, just trying not to smile as you walk into the room. Cyclone speaks up. This probably should have happened earlier because it's hard to forget, but is your tattoo visible? Yeah. So Cyclone speaks up and he says, "So, you come back to Sunline and get yourself a tattoo." That's why you don't take drugs from mysterious people in the alleys. Good morning. You have a new liver. Yeah. Let's see. Same with Ren. Afraid not. That's Ren. Okay. Okay. Hmm. All right. Anton, this is Ren. I was told to ask you why you guys might be interested in tracking down Dr. Atlee, other than the spike. Wait a second, she already knows this. Because she knows about the fact that you were made with the powers, remember? Or you have like the artistic power, right? I feel like I remember her saying like that makes sense with Dr. Atlee. He does that kind of thing. So we can just retcon the whole classified thing and even her asking that. Well, fact that Dr. Atlee is there kind of shows you how serious this can be. I don't think that's just a resort there. But, anyways, I was just telling Heisel that we know where Dr. Atlee is, and I shared the location. He's at the Soul Spring Ski Lodge Mountain and Resort. Frankly, same here. We're baffled by it. Heisel, you can probably summarize it best. No. I mean, I'd just call it a tourist trap for the void interested. But I've heard that you can just buy um, tickets in there. You can just buy tickets there. You don't have to book in advance. That sounds weird. It's 1871. There's not Expedia or something. We don't know how many. We don't know how many experiments Atlee has made. So I would. I mean, we know about Polino, but I think I think he'll probably recognize you. Could you say that again? Uh, um, fair. Uh, we're kind of strapped for cash, but well, we would have had a lot more money if the entire world didn't change currencies. Oh, sorry, I just said we'd probably have a lot more money if the entire world didn't change currencies. I didn't hear any of that. Hmm. Well, he's a scientist. Oh, excuse me, Dishonored. He's a natural philosopher. Graduated from the Academy of natural philosophy. He was part of a cult that we knew pretty little about pre-Protector times, out of Old Lamprow. That that one dissolved. He fled, disappeared for 30 years. What's that? I apologize. I cannot really do anything about my connection. Can you guys hear me fine? Hello? Okay, you just can't see me. Hello? It's me, I'm LG. Hello. I draw cartoons in my free time. Hmm. Let me let me try turning the camera off. Hello? Can you hear me fine? Okay, excellent. I guess I'll just stick with this then. Oh well. Hmm. Anyways, she just said about Dr. Atlee. He's been kicking around for a long time. He was part of a cult pre-Protector times, out of Old Lamprow. Um, I don't think there was like a definitive name, but they were out of. Shoot, I should really remember this name. There was just a university in Old Lamprow that was the cult. I don't know. Back in those days, cults weren't as flashy as they were. They didn't have to have labels. They were just the people that knew the stuff about the void and were dodging the Abbey. The good old days. Well, hey, we certainly didn't have void resorts during that time. A void resort. I would rather die. I don't know. Say that again. She just said, no. I am gonna knock it. I I didn't hear any of that. Could you just turn up your sensitivity? Because most of it is just that the microphone isn't catching what you're saying. Not that it's. Yes. Yes, I'd say so. Fair enough. All right. So, are you all willing to go out there and try and track down Atlee? Unfortunately, not. Sorry about that. What? Um, no, I feel like you've explained your memory a little bit already. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The guy is old. I just mentioned he was kicking around. Listen, he was a doctor in, let's see, that was probably like the 1820s. He has, which surprises me that he's still working after all this time. Hmm. I let me do some research into that. I know that. Yeah, yeah. Um, I believe. I guess I can go ahead and drop this since somebody brought it up. But I think my husband knows some people that were familiar with the university cult. May have been responsible for its downfall too. I'll see what I can do. Solve the problem of. Hmm, yeah, good point. Um, hmm, I'm familiar with someone that can change the way you look. Really good disguises. Not surgery, don't worry. We're not going to give you another tattoo. Fair enough. To be perfectly honest, disguises are typically either make you look very old, make you look like a different gender, or no, that's pretty much it. It's the best way that works. Or, oh yeah, facial hair. Yeah, everybody loves facial hair. What would you prefer? Typically, the gender thing is the most effective. All right. Well, I'll. You can probably find her on the way out there. I think the person that does our disguises. I think she's somewhere. Pretty sure she was in. Oh shoot, not Jet Knife. Cloud Cap, which is kind of on the way if you guys are flying out. I think. I'll give you the location for that later. The disguise? Well, she can give you something that you can take on and off. So, however long or however short you want. Hmm. I've never met him. Neither have any of us. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Ren, could I go? I mean, you guys have a lot to handle with the whole headquarters thing, but you don't need me around. And Ren pauses for a minute, looks up, just says, "Fine. But if this man comes back with another dent in him, I will kill you all." Good. All right. You're sure what? All right. Well, it's good to have a protector with you guys, anyways. Is there anything else you might need for this? I have my own on me. No, you used it to tase, oh shoot, what's his name? Snatch, right? It didn't? Oh. I'm just saying, if you get to do that to Lysander McCroven, I would love it. Smack that dumb look right off that guy's face. You're in a small room right now. Heisel! I'm right here. Oh, okay, gotcha. Now that we have a lot of. I'll supply some with LT before you guys head out. I imagine they'll do that in the morning. All right. Well, then I wish you all the best of luck. You have my radio frequency. I would. No, I'm not going to say I would love it. LG, update me. Yes, ma'am. And don't die, okay? Can't let that happen again. Good. Well, then I wish you all the best of luck. Safe travels. Bring back a souvenir for me. Great. All right. I think that unless you all have any errands you would like to take care of with the rest of the night, that is probably where we will end for tonight. Have our travels to Soul Spring tomorrow. Mm-hmm. All right. I will allow you to do that. So, go ahead and take a study check. Study carefully. This is going to be pretty hard. I'm going to say it's hidden difficulties, but quite difficult. Okay. Hmm. Yep. With nothing, you will unfortunately find nothing. Yes. But first, as you're combing the beach and are definitely down on your luck, at one point you would just hear the waves crashing. You're on the ocean, so it is a true beach. It's very easy to just kind of lose yourself in the constant rhythmic crashing of the waves. And eventually, you would hear someone say, "Well, well, well, it isn't one of my marked ones." And you would see the daredevil next to you. Doesn't seem like you're quite in the void. At least, not everything's shattered and tearing itself apart. It kind of looks like she's just there. Hmm. Well, not exactly, but we don't really live in normal times. Anton, you're a very interesting person. You've got a lot of potential, and I've seen how distressed you've been. You've been given opportunities to intervene, to truly be a force of nature. And bullets are always faster than us, aren't they? Unfortunately. Hmm. Well, I don't like that. You need to move faster. So do with this what you will. And she is just going to hand you a rune. You're welcome. And she is just going to dissolve right before your eyes. Bill has something in her mouth and seems distracted. Make a. I don't know. Bill is loyal. So, you would try and peek within her jaws, and you would see something sticking out as there is a crab that has latched onto her tongue. All right, make a tinker check carefully. All right, that's good enough. You get the crab off, and Villa's very happy. Starts wagging her tail. All right. So, I actually, if you all are up for it, I understand if it's late, but someone was going to try to go to the opera. So, we will do this pretty quick. Are you dressing formally? Okay. I have no idea what that consists of, but that doesn't matter for now. You go on your way to the Sunline Opera House, and outside, you see a mob of people not entering in. which I'm going to say you're punctual. You would see posters out front for the opera you're about to see, titled The Hero of the Fleet, the story of Admiral Peril. And people are just clamoring and kind of complaining outside. You'd see someone in the ticket booth appear out and step on a bench and say, "Okay, people, I'm really sorry, but uh, our star is not here, and is unfortunately this is a two-person play. So unless you want to see just the prima donna, we don't exactly have what you need. Sorry, we want our money back." And this guy just flees into the ticket booth as people throw playbills at him. A couple people hear you and are like, "Yeah, yeah, what happened to him? What's going on?" And the guy slowly opens the ticket booth again, crawls back out. He is didn't show up to dress rehearsal. Sorry, we don't know. Goodbye. Okay, all right. Give me just a second. Heisel, you like to listen to the radio, right? Would you be doing that after that conversation with the protectors? Okay. Interesting, interesting. Right, you try and do that every day, right? Yeah, which I think there's definitely time. Give me just a second. So, as you're flipping through channels, you would hear this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the finest show on the airwaves of Pandysia, Score to Settle. For those of you not familiar with how this show works, just think of it as a little bloodletting. I do what all of y'all do across this fine continent, kill each other. All I do differently is broadcast it and try to make my kills a little more interesting each time. And since I do it that way, the law has tried to track me down, which has made life even more interesting for me. Now let's get down to business. We have a very special guest with us, a very, very famous opera star from Sunline. Say hello, Bertrand. Please let me out. I don't want to be in this. Please just let me perform. I'm the star of the hero of the fleet. Well, you know what? You know what we haven't had on the show before, Bertrand? We haven't had singing. So why don't you sing us a number from this Navy thing that you're in? It's about airships, but I am the hero of the. No, no, shut up. That's not good. Sing me something good. Sing me something about. You know the jingle of oh shoot, what's it called? The Trophy Express. They got a nice radio jingle. Why don't you sing that? Of course. Uh, our service is the best on the Trophy Express. You know, you're really off pitch there, Bertrand. I'm sorry, but you aren't going to have that tongue for much longer. So, you're on your way back to this person's house. Make a perception check, Jacob Reed. Yes. Triangulate. Nope. But you definitely do not know about that. But if only there was someone that was experienced with that kind of technology that was still on your ship. Someone that has used a radio frequency in the past to track someone down. What? You don't know who I'm talking about? A what? Oh, fair. Fair. Ugh, I've got a cold. Ugh, cyclone. Okay. Ouch. I need some water. Oh yeah, absolutely. Would you roll on your perception check, Jacob? Okay. As you're just kind of idly walking back to this guy's house, you do see people gathered around radios outside of cafes. Um, you can even see um, some policemen gathered around some as well, but you can't hear what's exactly going on. Could just be Tears of the Constancy, for all you know. All right. You would hear the unmistakable voice of Bertrand, the tenor. Actually, he's probably more of a baritone. And you'd also hear a voice that, well, let's see. Never mind. But you would hear the broadcast, and you understand that Bertrand is now in the hands of the frequency killer. Mm-hmm. That's understandable. Yeah. So as soon as you tell Cyclone that, he just rushes towards the radio room. Okay, it's kind of difficult since I didn't make the radio signal myself, but I'll try my best. He's going to do a tinker check. Let's just hope he's got a receiver on that end, not just a sender. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Um, Unfortunately, not. So in the radio room, Cyclone has a ton of equipment to use. You are just listening on like public access radios, pretty much. But you can definitely take a guess. All right. Oh wait, you're. Remind me. I don't get an extra dice, right? You just roll. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. All right. That is. He rolled a 5. He's done. He's a pioneer, man. He knows this stuff. Unfortunately, there's only so much that you can triangulate. It's here. It's Sevin's watch. I can't get coordinates from this sort of thing. Just well, my exact ones at least. Uh, I don't know. What did he say the name of the guy he was with was? Bertrand, and an opera singer. Do you know anything about that guy? Do you know anything about that guy? Ellison is also in. She's in the radio room. It's the pilot house. So go ahead and do a. This is, I guess, high society check. Ellison is going to assist, as well as um, Cyclone. Call this what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jacob, what are you doing? You are not familiar with this Bertrand character, but you could ask other people for help. Yeah. What's that? So you'd be pretty easy to flag down a patrol officer. And he'd just say, "Don't you know about this guy? It's the frequency killer. He's killed at least a dozen people so far. Broadcasted it live. I don't know. He's done it in different towns, but this one's one of ours. Pretty sure the guy lives in Seven's Watch." Man, there's a dozen radio towers. You can go to Double Cross Messengers. You can go to our own precinct. Well, I guess that'd be Double Cross Messengers. But the thing is, you don't need a. Wait, no, that's wrong. Yeah, I guess it'd just be Double Cross Messengers. Unless he's relaying off of something else. And he'd tell you the directions. It is pretty close, actually. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Make a move quickly check. What's that? All right. So, uh, Heisel, did you want to do anything else in that location? Yeah. Mikhail is. Maybe. But he is at least a sunliner, so that's a good reason to ask him. Yeah, I'm sorry. Pilot House is a little cramped, so I was just kind of implying that he was somewhere else on the ship. But it's pretty easy to find him. And as soon as you say Bertrand, wait, is it Bertrand? Um, he would say, "That's my neighbor. He lives with me in Seven Watch. Let's just go to his house right now." I mean, it makes sense. Michaela is just going to burst into the pilot house and say, "Hey, listen, go!" And you guys are going to take off very quickly. She's going to make a check. Oh, that is her worst takeoff she's ever had. Only two successes. Technically, and a complication. So when you all take off, you'd hear a little clunk, but you are not sure what that is. To go check it out or help you guys right now. Okay. There you go. Nice. All right. You are off and heading towards Seven's Watch. But the first person on the scene is Jacob Reed. Make a perception check. Do you have any void points left? Sheet. Yeah, you probably had two, or at least one saved. So go ahead and yeah, you get an extra one. I will also say, even if you didn't have one, the whole the bar fight scene was rich. Yeah, you get a void point for that. It's a perception check, so no complications. You hear the voice of an opera singer singing inside his own house. No, it sounds like someone is terrified and singing. What's that? It is not. It is locked. Um, it's two stories. There are windows. Um, could technically blink up there if the window was broken. Um, there's also probably a back door. Yes. Second floor has several lights on. All right. Are you going to do this quietly or quickly? All right. Roll a move stealthily acrobatics check. Yeah, I'll allow it. Yep. All right. Um, you get two momentum. So you are unnoticed. You peek in the window and would see in what looks like a practice room for Bertrand. And he is currently seated in it, tied to a chair, with a music stand in front of him, and the broker beside him. The broker, currently holding a knife to his mouth. You could try and slide it open. His house is a bit nicer than Dr. Two's. No, it is not open right now. It is closed. Oh, good question. No, or it's unlocked. So you can't slide it open, but it might make some noise. So that'll be a tinker check. Stealth focus quietly. All right. You open it stealthily. He is about 2.5 feet away from you. All right. Do keep in mind the stress points that you have right now. Um, okay. I'll keep that in mind. You restored. Yep, that's right. Um, I am glad that you used that right now. You restore only half hit points. This is a bootleg elixir. But considering you're only, I don't know what half is. Yes. Okay. So you are right behind this guy. He has not noticed a thing. Bertrand might have, but His eyes are darting around crazily, anyways. But before we get to that, I know suspense is probably going to kill you. It's a very short flight to get to Sevian's watch, and very quickly you all arrive. I will say, Anton, you are back in the ship at this point. Oh wait, are you? I want you to be. I don't know how long combing the beach took. Yeah, I think I think the Daredevil would have paid a visit pretty quickly. So because she's fast. So, um, yeah, you're on the airship. So you would definitely feel it moving at a rapid pace and a very shaky takeoff, which is rare. So if you want to be privy to what's going on right now, you can be. All right. Right. Yeah, that's it's weird. All right. So by the time that Jacob Reed actually gets into this building in the second floor, right behind the broker, the frequency killer himself, the Mape Shoe would be right outside, and the turbines inside it would make the broker turn around, who goes wide-eyed when he sees you. I will allow you a surprise round. You've surprised him. But the rest of you are there and present. All right. Move quickly check for anyone that wants to disembark. What are you doing, Jacob Reed? You're muted. All right. Okay. Make a fight check. Contest. 2 successes from the broker. All right. So, as he's just wide-eyed looking at you, you pounce him to the ground, and his knife skitters across the wood floor. You've got him pinned. You can see his distinctive corncob pipe just like sticking right up as he grins right up at you. Why, hello. All right. So, go ahead and make. Um, I will say that's your first attack, the tackle. So you got 2 left. This is still a contest, though. Okay. It lands, and you actually knock the pipe out of his mouth. Um, yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah, you saw him. You prepped. Okay. All right. That hits. Okay. Okay. What are the numbers? Whew. Excellent. That hits. All right. Next will be his turn. You would actually see him pull a separate knife from his belt. It's a bit like our good old friend Jared Valentine in that regard. And he's going to try and stab you. Actually, his first attack, he's going to try and push you off of him. So, yep. Contested. Wow, that's rough. 3 successes, none critical. Okay. So he's going to push you off and scooch back a little bit. He's actually going to go ahead and throw the knife at you. Good question. Mm, yeah. So contested is move for dodging. Actually, that's a good point. It is. Not for this, unfortunately. I appreciate you all being willing to stay up this late. I know it's very late where you all are. This was kind of the plan for tonight, so glad we could get to it. Um, what'd you roll? Swiftly. Okay, you'd roll two. Um, so that knife is going to land in you, right on one of your shoulder blade. Oh wait, no, that's your back. Uh, one of your shoulders. Um, so you take two stress points. Before we continue with combat, would you two on the Mabe shoe mind telling me what you rolled? Okay, Anton. All right. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. And you see, he's got his shotgun. And you would assume who else? Yep. Sav comes. Ren comes. Yeah. LG comes. You've got a veritable mob. All right. Before even the landing gear hits the ground, as the landing ramp is lowered, you all it's not a big jump, but you don't wait for it to hit the ground. You get off immediately. Um, you would hear the sounds of a scuffle immediately, and you would hear Bertrand screaming, "Help me!" Although a bit more intense, but I don't want to wake up the people in my house. All right. There's a window, and then there's a locked front door. As soon as you try the door, Gray steps up. He says, "Just step aside for a moment." And with his shotgun, he just shoots the two hinges and then kicks it down. That's actually going to need a check, although it's very easy. Yep, he passed. So you all start moving up the stairs, I presume, because that's where you would hear it. And we will go back to combat for now. All right. He still has one more attack, unfortunately. He is going to close the distance, surprisingly, and go for you with his knife. Four successes for the broker. So you kind of expect him to throw a knife again, but very fast you see him close the distance, stab you straight in the gut. You're glad you took the elixir before this fight. It's another two stress points. All right. What are you doing on your turn? Yep. 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 Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's one attack. I'll allow that. Yep. Contest. What did you roll? What are the numbers? He rolled a 10 and a 14. So I will. Wait. I'm sorry, say it again. You rolled a 6 and a 17? Ah, yes. That's how you do it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So you actually go for this, and this works really well. His, as you mentioned, his knife is still lodged in you, and you go to break his arm. You apply as much force as you possibly can. You hear bones split, and him grunt in pain. Oh wow! Well, I wasn't expecting this tonight. Have you met the broker before? I was going to mention this earlier, but I feel like that was Barrett that met him, right? Yeah, that's why. So you have no idea who this strange guy is. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he can pull it out now. His arm is broken. All right, go ahead and make an attack roll. Woo! He rolled 5. He used the momentum though, so. All right. All right. That lands. That's another 2 stress points. You can see that this guy is definitely worse for wear. As soon as you kick him, you send him staggering back towards the back of the room, where the door is, towards the stairs, which is immediately opened by Grey Candler and the rest of this giant mob. Actually, I will say Ren's probably thinking a bit more tactically. She's guarding the outside to make sure he doesn't escape. But Grey aims with the third barrel on his shotgun. I would like everyone in the mob to roll a move quickly check to act. It is very cramped, so it'll be hard to get in an attack, but still good to know. Nothing? Nope. Okay. What were the numbers? Okay. So Gray will be acting first, then you. Um, Gray moves to attack. Just shoot the guy. And as he opens the door, you see the broker. You see Gray pointing a shotgun at him. The bullet goes off. Or, excuse me, the shot. Not quite a bullet. Um, and then the world pauses. Everything goes gray around you. Well, okay. Except for Gray. No, never mind. Gray is already gray. Um, actually, excuse me. I keep thinking about how this would play out in the games. The shot goes off. Now give me a second to process this. Um, Jacob Reed, you're not going to like this. You are stabbed in the gut. There is no contest. 2 stress points. What's that? I'm gonna be more merciful than just that because this is a really cheap way to die. Spoiler alert: the broker is freezing time. All he needs to do is roll one success to make a successful melee attack here, which is super easy. But that's how magic works. Because of the fact that so many people are here that are definitely able to tend to wounds, I will say you're going to probably take, you know, like Sav's leg, how that wasn't a grievous injury? Yeah. So you're going to take something like that. You're probably going to be out of commission for a couple days, maybe a week. So it would be advisable not to get into combat in that time, or you will end up dying. Um, I don't normally want to do this, but just because of the fact that there are so many people here that are able to stabilize really quickly, tend to get you very quickly to a medical professional, it kind of makes sense that at least someone would be able to stop the bleeding and make sure that you're okay. Unless you got like stabbed in the heart, which case, oof. Um, he's gonna go for the neck. So he does slit your throat. That doesn't always work if you stop the bleeding. Uh, People have recovered from that. He's gonna do the same to Gray. Anton, for a split second, you see someone standing in front of you, smiling. Uh, Make a study check. This is technically perception, but less of like, can you see it, and more of like, do you remember what face you see within a single millisecond? It's hard to register that. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. He needs to finish his thing. Um, he does not stab you. Who is behind Anton? He stabs you in the gut, and then he stabs LG. 2 stress points. All this goes down in a fraction of a second, and he's out the door. All of that's privileged information. You guys don't even see it. All you would see is a millisecond of someone in front of you stabbing you, possibly, or just smirking at you. You would remember that, Anton. You would know it was the broker. Rest of you, it's a bit too blurry because you're kind of focused on the pain for the rest of you. Has Ben time ended? You don't know where he went. I know I said he went out the door, but considering it was bursted down, it's. I guess you could make another perception check. What's that? That is exactly what I was about to say. So his right, his bend time is not permanent, and does end up after he uses 6 actions, which he used. Yes. All right. Um, You don't know exactly where he is, but when you hear a gun go off outside, that makes sense. All right. I know this seems kind of cheap, but Ren actually, she just rolled 2 checks with critical successes, not once. He is on the ground. He is not dead, just like Jacob Reed. But right now, he is on the ground, pinned by Ren. She's holding a gun to him, towards his head, and with his one non-broken arm, he is trying to keep Ren's arm away from his head, to basically keep the gun from aiming at him. You both out there, Anton. You see this struggle. He smirks at you once again, while his strength is fading and Ren is getting very close to shooting this man in the head. And he just says, "See you in Soul Spring." And he dissolves directly in front of you into the void. What's that? Mm-hmm. And Ren just fires 6 bullets into the ground where he was. Damn it! Huh. Did he kill that guy? The opera singer. I'm on my way. Mikhail would be heading up into the room while the rest of you are all bleeding profusely, sustaining knife injuries. Mikhail would be, this is his first medical thing going on, and it's a little overwhelming. He hasn't performed any surgery yet, nonetheless, done advanced triage. And for a while, he's, who do I? And then he sees Jacob Reed on the floor. Yep. Would you all mind assisting? Um, yeah, assisting Mikhail. What's that? Tinker? Tinker, carefully medicine. Woo! Yeah, sure. I think I might impose kind of a bleed out rule. If you're in a situation where there are a lot of people that can tend to your wounds, there's not going to be any spell or anything. Even elixir isn't perfect, but you're going to need to. If you're in a situation where bleeding could be stopped, I'm going to give you probably, I don't know, a minute. And if no one manages to stabilize you, you're dead. What's that? It will be a very difficult check, just so that I make sure and keep this game balanced. Who else is aiding? Okay.
I've yet to decide what the difficulty will be, but I know that he at least passed it. He rolled a 4, including Heisel's aid. I don't want to make it a 5, but I'm not sure if a 3 is too easy. But 4 definitely passes. All right. It is 1 o'clock for you guys. I'm afraid we will have to pick up session next week. Oh, shoot. Sab was there, too. Yeah, he got stabbed. All right. I hate to leave you all stewing in hatred, but I think that is good for looking forward to the next session. I will go ahead and say that Soul Spring is something I've been prepping for a long time, and I am very excited for it. And I know you all will enjoy it. All right. I'm going to log off myself right now, unless you all have any questions. Okay. All good. Welcome back to the West. I'm glad to have you all back. And hopefully we can have Jacob join us next time. All right. Well, I will see you all later. Thank you for joining me. Actually, let me end the stream first. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.